Charles quietly slapped his bats on Harry once for life. The real action is better than 1000 lies. Hello and a very warm welcome back to LVT News Channel. Last week the king went for a little stroll in a park with some security people around, but he did not need security covering every possible angle, and this is the head of state. He's an epie. Of course, and he was out there and enjoying some time in the sun, taking in some fresh air. But he's not calling a paparazzi so that he can look important. See, the fact is King Charles is actually important. He doesn't need the paparazzi to make him appear to be important. Harry, on the other hand, and the idiot son of King Charles, believes that he needs all the security in the world so they can run out and grab him some coffee or some takeaway. I guess he needs them to be his errand boy so that he can stay home and get high. Make no mistake. This is not just about security. Harry wants epie status so that he can assert control over who pays for what, and so that he can do whatever he wants to without being held accountable for his actions, not only in the UK, but wherever he happens to go. So citizens of the USA, watch out. Harry wants his security to be paid for him by the taxpayers, and at the same time he's trying to rewrite policies and the Constitution. Meanwhile, it looks like Entertainment News has presented a very depressing picture indeed of the current situation for the new king. Once again, the discord among certain perceived character faults is attributed to two big factors. Mostly the friendship of Prince Andrew with Jeffrey Epstein, and also the problems created by Meghan and Harry. It has also been pointed out that basically it was the Queen's charisma that maintained the longevity of the monarchy throughout her reign, and this doesn't really come as a shock. It's about what we would expect. Now I am left with the impression that at this point in time there really is a lull in the atmosphere and people are just waiting to see what is going to happen. I suspect there are three big factors that might determine whether or not the monarchy is really at risk as predicted by Entertainment News. So first, we may want to ask ourselves, what is the function of the monarchy in today's society? Is it really necessary for it to keep going, and if changes are needed, then what would these changes be? The second issue is the question of, is the present monarch capable of actually fulfilling his duties now? The answers to these questions are going to depend on the king's subjects. And I also believe that these questions rely on or were brought forth by the damage created by Meghan and Harry, and especially Meghan. See, when Meghan Markle entered the royal family, she wasn't worried about what needs to be sharpened in view of social change. She was not there to help the monarchy. Instead, she wanted to be an agent. And of course, the royal family was not ready for somebody like her. I mean, who could be? And I don't think the people were ready for Meghan Markle either. I mean, Meghan's way of thinking should have been gradually introduced. It should have been a gradual process in tune with tradition if her goal was actually to create change. But Meghan failed, and then she fought back. Her personality didn't help at all, and the fact that Harry was not only a member of the family, but also the son of the king made the situation even worse. So the two have created so many problems for the monarchy. Now the people who were supportive of the monarchy wanted both of them completely gone. They wanted them to be exiled, to be disowned, and when this didn't happen, of course, people felt frustrated, which actually added more lost support for the king. Sadly, people don't see what is in the king's long-term plan, and as a result, they only see his alleged weakness, in my view. And again, this is only my view. Charles has two choices. He needs to produce a miracle of sorts and demonstrating that in fact, he is not weak. And actually, this miracle could already be in progress behind the scenes, or another option is he needs to abdicate the throne in favor of Prince William, because Prince William has a good head on his shoulders and he has an incredibly supportive wife and family. Meghan and Harry are disguised, which is to the king's advantage actually. But the more that he tries to make them feel happy, the more that he tries to accommodate them as a father to Harry, the less he has respected as. I don't think the world is ever going to see another woman like the Queen. She was truly a class act, and she was so unique, and it means that Charles has, unfortunately for him, some pretty big shoes to fill. so naturally there is a feeling of suspense. People are just waiting for the coronation to occur, and then they're expecting to get to see how Charles is going to deal with the problems that are presently surrounding him. Mostly Meghan and Harry, and also how is he going to deal with his errant brother Andrew. Luckily, King Charles does have a very good support system in Sophie and Edward and Anne. They are respected by the public and they work so hard on behalf of the monarchy. So he's just going to need to make the most of what he's got, and he needs to throw away people who are not only trying to destroy him, but also trying to destroy what tradition has already established for the monarchy throughout the 1,000-year period. And of course, on this channel, we are on the king's side. We recognize how important he is and we wish him nothing but the best. I think the royal family is just going to lift their hand of discretion and allow other people to drip out the info that was suppressed as a favor to make a Markle in her new position. She showed who she really is, and there is no need to cover up the skeletons in her closet any longer. Her past was actually never the responsibility of the royal family to cover up. That was just the royal family being incredibly gracious, but Meghan doesn't know how to deal with kindness. She deals with kindness by spitting in people's faces, so I'm afraid that it is time for that graciousness to be forgotten after the coronation. I believe the situation as well as Harry's fake marriage is going to be given short shrift by the royal family. I think they're just waiting until they can get the coronation out of. Meghan Markle has already taken so much money from her husband, from the royal family, and even from the entire country. She has told so many lies and she's caused bad publicity all around the world. She is such a vindictive, spoiled brat. She and her mother never should have chosen the royal family as a target of their drifting. Both of them are gonna live to regret that. Furthermore, Charles is humiliating them quietly more and more with each move. Just think about what happened after the Queen's Jubilee when Meghan and Harry ran back to the US with their tails between their legs. That was an example of what I'm talking about, and the humiliation has not stopped. In fact, I think it's only getting worse, and the most recent has a political impact on the desultory duo as well. It is quite the masterstroke. Of course, I'm talking about the fact that Charles kicked them out of Frogmore Cottage. The cottage from now on is simply not available to the two of them. If support for the king is only superficial, and if people are judging him for the way that he's handling a family matter or anything else for that matter, against a remarkable person that he really is, he's cultured. He's set up charities for youth, he has so much knowledge about agriculture and architecture too, and just think about how loyal he was to his late mother. There are many other admirable qualities about him too, so I don't think it's the right thing for people to be so critical of him. On the one hand, I think the royal family has been very wise in giving Meghan and Harry more than enough rope to hang themselves. They have used that rope to demonstrate who they are, and the royal family didn't have to lift a finger. Now maybe it feels like a little bit of a low, but until the coronation is finished, we cannot guess what the king's next move is going to. And the problem is that Harry and Meghan's attacks against the monarchy, and especially Charles and William, have gone on for way too long. And then of course there are the invisible kids that we need to think about. I do kind of wish that King Charles had taken the bull by the horns after the period of mourning last year and finally cut Harry and Meghan off forever, and if he had a plan, well, that was the time to implement the plan. Also, King Charles is a remarkable person. He is very intelligent. He is a deep thinker. He is so devoted to the UK and the Commonwealth. He cares about trying to healthy environment. He's trying to make our world a better place, and he understands how to economize without losing the mistake of the royal family. He's trying to keep it above the gossiping lies, any window and the. At the end of the day, King Charles is a man. He's a human like the rest of us, and of course, when he was young, he made some mistakes, but now he has really come into his own, and his strength truly lies in his unwavering hard work to make the world a better place. And you, what do you think about this issue? Please let me know your opinion below in the comments section if you think my video is interesting. Please don't forget like and share it with anyone else who would enjoy it, and please click the subscribe button below to get more videos from LVT News Team. Now thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, and I'll be back to see you in the next